the lazy man's secret workout for strong muscles. Most people believe you have to work out like crazy to get strong muscles, sweat through your shirt, wrestle with machines every single day. I used to believe that too. I used to spend 6 hours a day, 7 days a week at the gym. But strangely enough, I only started to build real strength after I began working out less. A lot less. So what about now? Now, I spend just 15 minutes a day, yet my body is stronger than ever, and the health problems that used to stick around, diabetes, high blood pressure, cramps, they're gone. Today, I want to share with you a simple 15-minute-a-day workout that delivers insane results. A method that, if you don't try, it's something you might regret for the rest of your life. Imagine this, just 15 minutes a day to rebuild strong muscles, feel more flexible, think more clearly, and boost your immune system like when you were young. I'm so confident in this method that I'll make you a promise. In just 1 month, your visceral fat will shrink, your muscles will come back, and your whole body will feel brand new. You won't feel weak and out of shape anymore. 15 minutes a day. Even the laziest person wouldn't say no to that. And if you don't see results in 30 days, message me. I'll personally help you figure out what went wrong. Because this method is so simple, it's almost impossible to fail. I can say that because thousands of older adults have already done it and succeeded, not just with stronger muscles, but with a healthier, more active life. Now tell me, doesn't that sound like a steal? 15 minutes a day for results better than 6 hours of hard workouts. This is the method I spent 10 years figuring out. It's the lazy man's way to build strong muscles, especially for older people. Now, let me share a bit more, so you'll see. Watching this full video may be the smartest decision you'll ever make. I'm 65 years old. Every day I spend 6 hours reading books, studying health, and running my real estate business. 3 hours growing organic vegetables for my family. It's something I truly love. Not because I can't afford clean veggies from the store, but because I love the feeling of growing things with my own hands, watching them thrive, knowing exactly what I'm putting in my body. Years ago, when I was weak and tired, gardening felt impossible. It took real strength and stamina, things I didn't have. But now, I do it with ease, no fatigue at all. That's the gift of good health. And I hope you get to experience it too, and I'll show you exactly how I got here, the lazy way. A secret I've only shared with a few close friends. Less training, double the results? Yup. And the secret is really simple. You don't need to be smart. I only finished high school. You don't need money to start. This is the cheapest method I know. I've got a friend with all kinds of expensive gear at home, and his health hasn't improved at all. He still feels weak and gets sick often. You don't need to be young. I started at 50. One of my friends started at 70, and now he's healthier than I am. You don't need experience. This method is as easy as eating rice. So what do you need to start? Just one thing, belief. Belief that's strong enough to get started. Belief that's strong enough to keep going for 30 days. Belief that's strong enough to transform your health. If you do exactly that, not more, not less, I guarantee the results will shock you. Remember, thousands have succeeded with this method. The strongest older man I've ever met once told me, most people are so busy working out their muscles, they never stop to learn what actually makes the body strong. Don't waste years like I did before realizing he was right. Let me prove it to you. Just watch this video to the end. I'm not asking you to believe me right now. Just give yourself a chance. Try it. If I'm wrong, you've only wasted a few minutes. But if I'm right, it could change everything. Ready? We're about to dive into the most important part, the secret to getting healthy without brutal workouts. Trust me, this is something you'll wish you had known sooner. These days, most experts agree. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT for short, is one of the most effective ways to work out. HIIT doesn't just burn fat, build muscle, and boost heart health. It also saves you a ton of time. Personally, I think it's the most efficient and cost-effective method I've ever tried, especially when combined with a rebounder, mini trampoline. So have you ever wondered, where did HIIT come from? Not many people know this, but HIIT has been around since before World War II. Back then, sports coaches in Germany used it to train professional athletes. But when the war broke out, many valuable documents were lost, and this method was almost forgotten. Years later, a Japanese coach named Izumi Tabata brought it back and upgraded it for Japan's women's figure skating team preparing for the Olympics. He had them follow this cycle: 20 seconds of high-intensity effort, 60 seconds of rest, repeated 6 times. And the result? In the Olympics, where every athlete is already the best from their country, even a slight advantage matters. Thanks to Tabata's method, the Japanese team had that edge. Today, many gyms around the world still use the Tabata method as the standard for HIIT workouts. I personally discovered HIIT through the book Body by Science by Dr. Doug McGuff, a well-known cardiologist. He introduced a version of HIIT better suited for non-athletes: 30 seconds of all-out effort, 90 seconds of rest, repeated 6 times. To me, that's the perfect ratio. Not too easy to be ineffective, but not too hard to make you quit. And I believe this method works for most people, especially those who want a lazy but still effective workout style. So what exactly is HIIT? It's simple. Any activity that gets your heart racing and you're breathing heavy in a short, focused burst. You can pick whatever exercise you like. Swim, but swim fast. Bounce on a rebounder. Run in place, jump high, or bounce with power. Push-ups, hill sprints, stair climbs, as long as your heart pounds and your breath gets heavy. If you're not used to intense exercise or have knee, hip, or ankle problems, a stationary bike is a great option. Why? Because most major HIIT studies used bikes. They're safe, have handlebars for balance, and put little stress on your joints. So how intense is high intensity? Most experts say, give it everything you've got for 30 seconds. I learned this from top experts. Dr. Doug McGuff, author of Body by Science, Dr. Keisher, called the fitness doctor and creator of the PACE method, and Dr. Michael Mosley, author of the famous book Fast Exercise. I read all of their work and realized they all agree. Just 30 seconds done right can spark real change. Think 30 seconds sounds short? I once sprinted up a hill at full speed for 30 seconds. By second 20, my body was begging, okay, that's enough. By second 25, it screamed, stop now. By second 30, I just wanted to collapse on the grass. I usually count like this: 1 and 2 and 3. Not the regular 1, 2, 3. This helps me stay in rhythm with my breath and movements, like a natural workout beat. Now, what about recovery time? A lot of people think recovery means sitting or lying down and just breathing, but actually, research shows the best way to recover is to keep moving, just gently. For example, if you're on a bike, just slow down and pedal lightly. If you just ran uphill, walk slowly back down. That's enough. Even just a brisk walk can get your heart pumping and breath going. And that's all you need to trigger HIIT. So how long is one HIIT session? Usually just rounds, meaning 6 bursts of 30-second all-out effort, with recovery in between. Do the math. That's only about 15 minutes total per session. And for me, a busy person, that's incredibly appealing. The less time it takes, the better. And it still works. Before you decide HIIT is for you, let me tell you a story. The real reason why I started working out again, because maybe you'll see yourself in this story too. Back when I was young, I was a true gym beast, no exaggeration. I could train 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop. While others were still in bed, I was already finishing my fourth set of deadlifts. While my friends were out partying on the weekend, I was sweating on the gym floor, lifting weights like a man possessed. I followed a strict diet, measuring every gram of protein, logging every hour of sleep, checking every muscle in the mirror like I was training for a pro competition. I thought I was at my peak, but then something crazy happened. At just 30 years old, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. Sound like a joke? I mean, I could do 300 push-ups in a row, yet I had to start blood pressure meds before my dad did. Worse, my joints started screaming. My knees were shot, my wrists ached, and my shoulders stabbed with pain during heavy lifts. Doctors told me, "You're destroying your body from the inside out." So I had to stop. Not because I was lazy, but because if I kept going, I would have collapsed. I quit training completely for a long time, and as I got older, I thought, maybe gardening every day is enough to stay healthy. I had a small garden at home. Every day I was digging, pulling weeds, watering plants, carrying pots, always moving around. I told myself, I'm using my muscles, so that's enough, right? But then I realized a hard truth no one talks about. Just moving isn't enough. You can take 10,000 steps a day, but if there's no intensity, your body isn't truly activated. If you're not sweating, not breathing hard, not getting your heart rate up, then you're basically just taking a walk through the day. About 10 years ago, I moved to Boulder, Colorado, a beautiful place near the Rocky Mountains where the air is cool and fresh every morning. One day, a close friend of mine invited me to go for a morning walk. I said yes right away. I thought, this is great. I get to enjoy the fresh air and chat with someone I care about. But after just about 5 kilometers, I started running out of energy. I couldn't keep up with him, and honestly, I was shocked. I always thought I was in good shape. I gardened every day, moving around, carrying pots, digging soil. I was sure I was healthier than him, especially because he was twice my size and 10 years older than me. But that day, I had to admit defeat. I was out of breath, my legs were sore, and I was deeply embarrassed as I dragged myself behind him for the rest of the walk. The next morning, I woke up with pain all over my body. I could barely move. He asked me, "Want to go again today?" I forced a smile and said, "Of course, I'm the garden master." But the truth was, he was always way ahead of me, and I was just trying to keep up, breathing hard and hiding how tired I really was. There's a powerful verse in Psalm 119:71 that says, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your laws." That verse felt like it was written just for me, in that moment. I came home and listened to my body, really listened, for the first time in a long while. And I felt something I had ignored for years, pain. And that pain said to me, what you're doing every day isn't enough. Not enough to be truly healthy, not enough to really live. I finally got it. I learned the lesson. If there's pain, it has to mean something. Pain should never be wasted. So when I got home, I made a decision. I have to do something. I need to change. I planned to start walking every day. But to do that, I had to sleep earlier and wake up earlier. So at 5:30 a.m., I began my first morning workouts. At that time, I was very busy, running business projects and taking care of my garden. I was a busy man, but I knew this. If I don't make time for my health now, I'll have to make time for illness later, and the only way to fit it in was to go to bed a little earlier. Every morning, I walked for 30 minutes around a small hill near my house. The results? Surprising. Before that, I always had cold feet in the mornings, but after sticking with it for a while, that cold feeling disappeared. My body felt warmer, stronger, more flexible. I want to tell you about Dr. Jonathan Gibbs. an incredibly smart man who holds 3 PhDs, including one focused on how exercise affects human cells. He once said something that stopped me in my tracks. There's a network of capillaries, tiny blood vessels, running through your body that, if stretched out, would be as long as the circumference of the earth. Sounds impossible, but it's true. That one sentence made me realize inside our body is a whole universe, a complex, amazing system we can't even fully understand. And the miracle is, when you exercise, those capillaries expand and become more active. Blood and oxygen flow to your cells more efficiently. Your body warms up, gets stronger, and begins to heal itself. That's why I no longer have cold feet in the morning. It's not because I dress warmer. It's because the living network inside me finally started working at full power. I'm truly excited about the results I've seen. My body feels stronger, I sleep better, my feet are warm, and my mind is clear and sharp. But then, when I discovered HIIT, I got even more excited. Because HIIT cut my workout time in half, from 30 minutes down to just 15 minutes a day, and the results didn't drop at all. I kept doing HIIT consistently for 2 years, until one day, something unexpected happened. It was a normal morning, like any other. I was cleaning the balcony, watering a few plants to freshen things up. There was a big flower pot sitting on a high shelf. I hadn't touched it in a long time. For some reason, that day, I wanted to rotate it to make it look straight. As soon as I touched it, the pot started to wobble, and before I could react, bam! The heavy pot came crashing straight down onto my foot. Instantly, I felt a sharp electric pain shoot from my toe all the way up to my head. I looked down. My big toe was swollen, bruised, and couldn't move at all. I had to drag myself inside and put ice on it. But the pain didn't go away. It got worse by the minute. I got an X-ray, and just like I suspected, my big toe was broken. That marked the start of a forced slowdown. I had to sit still, hobble around, and do everything super carefully. Simple things like putting on slippers, taking a shower, or walking downstairs suddenly became major, daily challenges. Just one careless moment, and all my movement habits had to stop. I had a pretty bad toe fracture. But you know what? My toe's fully healed now. The human body is truly amazing, isn't it? After that accident, I couldn't continue doing HIIT like before. Every day, I did warm and cold foot soaks twice a day. And at night, I rubbed comfrey, an herb that helps bones heal, before going to bed. 6 weeks later, I decided to try a real test, a 1-hour hike up the Rocky Mountains. This time, I went with a new friend, only 30 years old. I thought I wouldn't be able to keep up, but to my surprise, I matched his pace the whole way. I walked and kept wondering, am I still this strong? But I haven't trained at all for 6 weeks. And that's when I realized something important. It's not about whether you work out or rest on a certain day. What really builds strong, lasting health and fitness is what you do consistently every day. You see? Age doesn't mean anything. Muscles don't know age. What matters is whether you take care of them and keep them active. And you know what the best part is? I didn't feel sore at all the next day. Even after 6 weeks without intense workouts, I didn't lose much strength because I had already built a solid foundation from my daily routine. That's why I believe this method really works. You don't need a lot of time. You don't need to be young. You just need to be consistent. One thing I'm truly grateful to Dr. Doug McGuff for is his book, Body by Science. In it, he explains in great detail what's going on inside your body when you do HIIT. And today, I want to explain it to you in the simplest way possible. Inside your body, there are 2 main systems for producing energy. One is very fast, only 8-step, and it kicks in when you need quick action. The other is slower, 20 steps. but it provides long-lasting energy over time. When you're sitting still, resting, or having a light chat like I'm doing now, your body doesn't need much energy. In that case, the fast system does just a little work, then passes things off to the slow system. They work together smoothly to keep you going while saving energy. But when you're running from danger, climbing a mountain, or jumping hard on a rebounder, your body suddenly needs a huge burst of energy. That's when both systems have to go full throttle, and when the 20-step system works too hard, it produces a lot of pyruvate, a key ingredient your cells need to make energy. But because your body can't process it fast enough, it stores that pyruvate by turning it into lactic acid. You've probably heard of lactic acid, right? It's what causes soreness after intense workouts. Now here's the coolest part about HIIT. When you enter the recovery phase, when you're resting, breathing deeply, your liver pulls lactic acid out of storage, turns it back into pyruvate, and sends it into your energy factories to keep generating power. That means even while you're recovering, your cells are still burning energy as if you're going all out. Amazing, right? And there's more good news. While this is happening, your body is also clearing out lactic acid, which helps prevent long-lasting soreness, lowers injury risk, and helps you recover faster. Once you understand how this works, you'll see HIIT doesn't just save time. It unlocks deep abilities inside your body that you probably never even knew existed. That's exactly why HIIT is so effective and powerful. You know what? No one has ever died of a heart attack during HIIT. Why? Because HIIT is designed to be short, then rest. It gives your body time to process and clear lactic acid, so it doesn't build up in your muscles or blood. On the other hand, you often hear reports of people suddenly dying while jogging 5K every morning. Why? Because they run non-stop, without breaks. Their body never gets a chance to clear lactic acid. And if they're low on water, eat a lot of meat, or use alcohol or caffeine, the acids build up more. Blood vessels tighten, circulation gets messed up, and it can lead to a heart attack. Then lazy exercisers point and say, "See, exercise can be dangerous," but they don't understand. It's not exercise that's dangerous. It's exercising the wrong way. HIIT is totally different. Even though it's short, it activates your entire energy system, and most importantly, you get rest time to recover and detox. That's smart training. That's training to live longer. You don't need to run for hours. When you train hard, just 15 minutes a day, especially by the third high-intensity interval, your body has almost used up all its stored glycogen. That's the main energy source your muscles use. And right then, your brain, specifically the pituitary gland, steps in. It releases a key hormone, HGH, the human growth hormone. Imagine your phone is almost out of battery. It switches to power-saving mode. But your body is different. When energy is low, it doesn't conserve. It repairs, recovers, and burns fat. That's when HGH shows its power. It helps repair muscles. It rebuilds tissues worn down during exercise. And most importantly, it boosts fat burning. What's cool is, HGH is active during growth phases. But as adults, it mostly lays dormant unless there's a real reason to wake it up. Training so hard you burn through glycogen is the key that wakes HGH up. Once HGH is activated, it triggers an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase. This enzyme unlocks stored fat, releases it into the bloodstream, and converts it into fuel to burn. Think of it like this. Glycogen is like a kitchen pantry, easy to open and use quickly. Fat is like a locked basement storage, full of food but hard to reach. When you HIIT hard enough to empty the pantry, your body activates HGH, as if handing you a special key to open the basement, and starts burning its fat stores for fuel. From that moment, your body stops burning sugar as the main fuel and switches to fat. And here's why that matters. 1 gram of glucose gives around 4 calories. 1 gram of fat gives around 9 calories. More than double the energy for the same weight. That means once you unlock the basement, you're tapping into a huge, powerful, and efficient fuel supply. This info isn't new. It's in many weight loss books. Unfortunately, it's often misinterpreted to make people afraid of fat. Here's the truth. Calories are just units of energy, not bad fat. Yes, fat has over twice the calories of sugar, but that doesn't mean you should avoid it. On the contrary, if your body learns to burn fat properly, it becomes the best natural fuel. Of course, if you eat a high-calorie, high-fat dinner and don't burn it off, the leftovers will store as fat. That's nothing new. But here's what few people notice. It's not just how much you eat, it's how your body handles it. As Dr. Atkins, the low-carb diet founder, pointed out, you can eat 2,500 calories a day of refined carbs and few nutrients and still gain weight. Meanwhile, others consume 12,000 calories daily, and with fiber, quality protein, and healthy fats, they lose weight sustainably. Why? Because counting calories is an old idea. What really matters is how your body processes energy. Like you've seen, once your body switches to burning fat instead of sugar, you're using a more efficient and powerful fuel that also reduces fat and protects muscle. When you enter the fight or flight mode in hard HIIT workouts, your body sends a message: we need far more energy to survive. That's when HGH is released from your pituitary, acting like a commander on the field. It helps burn fat. It helps your body use protein to build and repair muscle, and it boosts blood flow to your skin, making your skin healthy, firm, and slowing aging. No wonder many film stars pay up to $1,000 weekly for HGH injections, the youth and repair hormone. But here's the amazing bit. Today, I give you that gift completely free. Just 15 minutes of HIIT a day, and your body naturally produces HGH. And the best part is, HGH keeps working for 24 hours after. No needles, no expensive drugs, just a bit of sweat each day, and your body becomes its own anti-aging factory. That's a real deal, isn't it? The truth is, everything you need to be healthy, youthful, and full of energy is already inside you. The question isn't money or expert knowledge. It's whether you know how to unleash those natural mechanisms. And that's exactly what I'm showing you. How to unlock your own hidden power. Have you ever seen 70 or 80-year-olds still walking fast, with rosy cheeks and bright eyes? Even with a few wrinkles around their eyes, their foreheads and cheeks stay firm, their skin glowing and full of life. What's their secret? They've practiced HIIT regularly, even if it's just brisk walking, cycling, or their own version. Many don't even know the term HIIT, but every morning they're naturally activating their growth hormone, daily. Now, let me tell you about the lungs, how mine woke up thanks to HIIT. After years of just breathing, I finally felt my lungs open wide, like a balloon about to burst. No joke. It felt like pure oxygen pumping into dying cells. Every gasp and every breathless moment in HIIT stretched and expanded my lungs, right down to parts I'd probably never used before. In the famous Framingham study, researchers found something shocking. By age 50, people lose up to 40 of their lung capacity just because they never fully use their lower lungs. It sounds odd, but it's true. For years, our lower lungs, the most oxygen-efficient part, were practically asleep. No one told them to work, so they stayed dormant. Then HIIT came and awoke everything. I gasped, fought for air like I had no next breath. Air rushed in, filling those deep lung corners and pushing out lazy dust. I no longer breathe just to get by day. I inhale like I'm truly alive for the first time. It wasn't until then that I understood why inactive people breathe shallowly and feel tired without knowing why, because they've never known the true power of their lungs. Because this content is so long, I had to split this video into 2 parts. If you're really interested in this topic, don't miss part 2. That's where I reveal a discovery that even amazed me. Combining HIIT with a rebounder isn't just effective, it brings benefits I guarantee no one's ever told you. In the next video, I'll break down each benefit, not just vague claims, but things you'll feel deep in your bones. Trust me, if you miss part 2, you'll regret it. Okay, see you in the next video. This time, don't just skim, watch every second carefully.